slot, and Saab in the corner! Right, it's out towards Tupo, he's up, he's over, it's a try!
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome. This is TVWAN News. I'm Maricela Calaton. In this edition, PNG hailed as a best investment destination, TISA reports strong economic performance, and Olam shares recipe for success. The national government emphasizes that Papua New Guinea remains committed to responsible and inclusive development of the country's resources. Speaking at the Resources Summit on Thursday, Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso underscored the importance of fairness in resource distribution.
Chamber Resources and Energy as
The national government emphasizes that Papua New Guinea remains committed to responsible and inclusive development of the country's resources. Speaking at the Resources Summit on Thursday, Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso underscored the importance of fairness in resource distribution.
companies, government, people, landowner groups working together in harmony. Everyone getting their rightful take. Companies, you're in here to make profits. That is your right. We respect that. Make your profits. Landowners, you get what's right for your people, your take for your people. Take it, harness it, and manage it well for your people. Do not splurge it. Run it well for your people. Because the mandate is on you, just similar to us. The mandate on us as politicians to make certain that we manage the resources for our people from our take from the extractive industry.
DPM Rosso reminded those present at the Resources Summit that the extractive industry would not last forever and stressed the importance of management.
The extractive industry won't stay there for the next 500 million years. It is something that God has given us. We are very blessed to have these resources. But whilst we are blessed to have these resources, it also comes with managing it prudently. That is a key thing. We have to manage our resources prudently. Landowner companies, government itself, myself, we have to manage those resources prudently for the future of our children. And whilst we have it, we must make it so that our children benefit properly from those resources profits.
The Deputy Prime Minister re-emphasized Prime Minister James Marape's statement that the alignment of resources must be aligned to PNG's Vision 2050 and MTDP4, focusing on downstream processing and local empowerment and infrastructure.
Our resource wealth must deliver real benefits to landowners and rural communities. Time all digging gold pinis, time all pulling oil pinis, now want him something. imas lain beli milo place, imas kat skuli sana, imas kat good pla roti sana, imas kat good pla investment company sana. Em start lo, mi pla government na you pla papa giraun tu. You may mas sina na managing more resources good lo pikin ini beli you me. Because trust pla disla start lahan beli you me. And for the resource partners, it is also onus is on you to ensure that we get real good tangible benefits.
DPM also appealed to the resource sector to not repeat the mistakes of the past as the future of Papua New Guinea looks bright, further hailing the sector as a pillar of the country's economy since independence in 1975. The Deputy Prime Minister further hailed Papua New Guinea, one of the best destinations for investment.
Papua New Guinea, despite having a lot of criticism, is one of the best destinations for investment. You can say whatever you want, but it is one of the best investments for destination. The story of resource development in PNG is not just one of mining and energy, it is one of partnership with key stakeholders, which include landowners, provincial and national governments. It is also a story of shared risk, shared responsibilities, and shared aspirations between governments, industry, landowners, and our communities.
The member for Sohe, Henry Amuli, today questioned Prime Minister James Marape in Parliament on whether the government has fulfilled a 10-year financial commitment to the Kokoda track communities as per an NEC decision made in 2015.
During today's question time, member for Sohe Henry Amuli raised a pressing question in Parliament, calling on Prime Minister James Marape and several ministers, including Tourism Minister Belden Nama, to take note of funding concerns affecting Kokoda track communities. The Kokoda track stretches from Sohe in Northern Province to Sogeri in Central Province, passing through 14 council wards in Hirikoyari and Kokoda LLGs. The 10 million kina funding Amuli was referring to aligns with commitments made under Joint Understandings 1, 2, and 3 between the PNG and Australian governments, first established during a ministerial committee meeting in Madang in 2008.
My people of the Kokoda region, like Sawe supposed is like 10 million kina, where NEC is in a mistap logan. It's like 10 million kina only release in Pinis or Nogad. The Kokoda track region community like Sawe. And if the government release that money, release some animal programs. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
In response, the Prime Minister said his government will verify the total payments made and assess any outstanding funds.
I want to give him assurance I will revisit my notes and get our relevant departments to do assessment on how much has been paid already in terms of honoring those commitments and what is outstanding. And if there is any outstanding, then we will enter into a program to make sure that these commitments are kept up with at the very earliest. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Kokoda Initiative remains a vital bilateral program aimed at preserving the historic and environmental significance of the Kokoda region, while supporting the well-being of its communities. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Prime Minister James Marape has assured the people of Bulolo that the state will honor its legacy of both Bulolo forestry as well as the township and other vital services rendered from the land. This was in response to a query raised by the member for Bulolo, Sam Basil Jr., during questions without notice session of Parliament today. Basil raised issues of several benefits not received by the local landowners of the Bulolo forestry as well as the township and other services. That response from the Prime Minister was that the state will commit all of the things that he raised as genuine and things that the government can look up, and will have the ministers responsible to attend to the matters and bring to Cabinet for a positive response.
Our country, the electorate is an economic district, an electorate associated with WOW and Warrior. They have been a steady contributor And so I want to give you full assurance that our government will look into cleaning up some of these legacy issues that has been asked. Certainly, if it was agreed in the past, then those agreements need to be honored.
Melanesian Institute and partner organizations were in Madang province recently educating the public about the effects of sorcery accusation-related violence on women, girls, and the elderly.
Madang province has faced a significant increase in violence related to sorcery accusations. According to Melanesian Institute research, this alarming trend mainly impacts vulnerable groups, especially women and girls and elderly. The Melanesian Institute told this newsroom that the need for information and education in SARV is critical. It successfully delivered the awareness with the support of the Madang Catholic Archdiocese and local stakeholders. The awareness covered information on what SARV means and how it affects the community, legal means of dealing with sorcery-related issues, and legal consequences of SARV. The program served a critical reminder to youths on how to address issues with cultural and traditional bias. The awareness program was also conducted in schools across Sumkar, Bogia and Madang districts. The program was designed for the younger generation so that they can engage in discussions and understand SARV. The Melanesian Institute reported that significant challenges still remain. The province's rugged terrain and a deeply ingrained culture of silence surrounding sorcery-related violence complicate progress. They also noted that village court officials lack understanding of laws on SARV and how to deal with SARV cases, and this hinders the effective enforcement of national laws, which in turn does little to prevent the rise of sorcery-related violence. At the conclusion of the awareness program, community leaders requested for more of this initiative to help crack down SARV. They also requested for comprehensive training for village court officers and community police units. Rex Lita, TVWAN News.
Papua New Guinea is on the cusp of major energy sector reform as the Minister for Energy, Peter Isoaimo, yesterday unveiled a significant legislative proposal to transform the refined petroleum supply chain. The announcement came during his keynote speech at the 2025 PNG Resources Summit.
The Energy Minister delivered a decisive update to stakeholders in the petroleum and energy industry, outlining the government's renewed focus on energy security, stability and sustainability, amid lingering concerns from the 2023 fuel and foreign exchange crisis. The Marape-led government is moving ahead with a proposed legislation aimed at overhauling the entire supply chain of refined petroleum products in Papua New Guinea.
I am filled with a sense of urgency and determination as we discuss the future of energy sector in Papua New Guinea. We are at a pivotal moment where the decisions we make and the actions we will fundamentally shape the energy landscape for generations to come.
The National Energy Authority Refined Petroleum Products Supply Bill 2025 will regulate everything from import to retail, prioritizing efficiency, safety, and environmental protection. Officials say this will close critical regulatory gaps and foster a more competitive and resilient energy infrastructure.
The broader ambition of the National Energy Authority Refined Petroleum Product Supply Bill 2025 is to create a well-regulated, competitive and sustainable domestic supply chain for downstream refined petroleum products in PNG. This endeavor is expected to significantly contribute to the national energy security and economic growth while simultaneously prioritizing environmental protection.
The bill is part of a broader commitment under the 2017 to 2027 National Energy Authority policy and signals the government's determination to ensure reliable access to energy for all Papua New Guineans while protecting the environment. As the government pushes forward with the reforms, all eyes will be on Parliament to pass the legislation and deliver long-term solutions to PNG's energy needs. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. When we come back, we'll have more stories.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time cook him chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
We've been traveling along this road together for over 50 years. Ella Motors acknowledges the visionaries and hard work that have been the driving strength to continued nation building. We live, prosper, sustainably grow with the community, whilst developing quality mobility chains, aspiring to be your first choice on every occasion. Ella Motors, celebrating with Papua New Guinea throughout our independence golden jubilee.
Pepsi bottle. Tell him shorty come get it. Come grind on me, but met it. Mommy get loose, get loose, get loose. Pepsi in my hand, ice cold, no excuse. I tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Tell him who's gonna bring the groove down. Pepsi with the fresh sound. Pepsi, give me some Pepsi bottle. Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi, you like it? Pepsi bottle.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. One Talk Jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
New Fabuloso multi-purpose cleaner with an irresistible fragrance that lasts all day long, creating a field of flowers in every corner of your home with an irresistible fragrance that lasts and lasts all day long. Fabuloso, irresistible fragrance.
This Bledisloe battle between the Wallabies and the All Blacks. We will write their name into Australian sporting history.
Welcome back. TISA Group Chief Executive Officer Michael Koisen at the 2025 Resources Summit on Thursday presented an economic update of Papua New Guinea. The update provided a clear picture of the country's current economic status and where PNG needs to be as a nation. TISA Group Chief Executive Officer Michael Koisen at the 2025 Resources Summit on Thursday presented an economic update of Papua New Guinea. Koisen says the economy has performed strongly in the first half of 2025.
The latest data and forecasts indicate a growth for 2025 is projected at 0.7%, an acceleration from 3.8% in 2024. The primary growth drivers are increased production in the resource sector, notably the Porgera Gold and Octady copper mines, and a strong rebound in agriculture. The non-resource sector, especially agriculture, also exhibited improvements thanks to better output and ongoing sectoral reforms. Agriculture remains crucial for livelihood and broad-based growth, underpinning job creation and export income. While commodity prices, especially gold, have surged, lower prices for LNG and concerns about falling global demand present some offsetting risks.
Khoisan stated further that inflation has increased in 2025 due to the prices of food and betel nut, rise in transportation costs, and the impact of education subsidies.
Inflation historically low in 2024 at just 0.7%, but has increased in 2025, mostly due to a rebound in prices for food and betel nut, rising transportation costs, and the fading impact of past education subsidies. Headline inflation is expected to be around 3.8 to 4.8% in 2025. Persistent risks remain linked to volatile import prices, notably energy and food, as well as currency depreciation. The fiscal deficit narrowed to 2.2 to 3.2% of GDP by mid-2025, with further reduction expected as reforms continue and revenue grows amidst higher resource sector activity.
On public debt, Khoisan described as sustainable at a rate of 47% to 48% of gross domestic product, and government strategy focused on fiscal consolidation and control in borrowing. Khoisan further highlighted endeavors in the resource sector that have a positive impact on the economy.
We must at this time acknowledge the significant contributions for our existing resource projects. The resource projects currently in the country contribute a substantial portion of PNG's GDP, around 26% in 2025, and accounts for a significant share of export earnings, around 80%, more than 80% actually. It is our primary source of national revenue. Major resource projects are vital for bringing in foreign exchange, which helps to alleviate PNG's long-standing foreign currency shortages, a significant impediment to business, but we note that is improving, easing a bit.
Meantime, Khoisan noted specifically that the restart of the Porgera mine positively impacted foreign exchange availability, further stating that resource projects in the country have for decades served as a foundational engine for PNG's national revenue, driving critical infrastructure development and provided invaluable employment opportunities across various sectors. CEO Khoisan further hailed the resource sector in the country as the bedrock of the Papua New Guinea economy.
Resource projects for decades served as a foundational engine for our national revenue. They have driven critical infrastructure development and provided invaluable employment opportunities across various sectors. They are, without doubt, the bedrock upon which much of our current economy is built, providing essential foreign exchange and contributing to our national budget. However, the true transformative potential of Papua New Guinea lies not in just what we have already achieved, but what is yet to come, and critically, in how we maximize the benefits from what we already possess.
Tourism in Papua New Guinea continues to show promise, especially in New Island province known as the Bilas Palace. The province is seeing a surge in visitors, and local businesses are taking the lead in promoting its untapped potential.
New Island province is stepping up its tourism game with growing interest from both domestic and international travelers. Known for its natural beauty, rich culture, and friendly people, the Bilas Palace is quickly becoming a top destination. Frangipani Tours and Adventures, a new tourism service in Kavieng, is helping lead the charge. Owner Janet Sears said tourism is a lucrative industry untapped, and they are relishing the potential of tourism in the province. The New Island Provincial Administration is backing local operators. praising their efforts to attract investors and create jobs. Apelis Benson of the New Ireland Provincial Administration said they will work together to create New Ireland a beautiful place for everyone to come and enjoy the true Bilas Pelis and Pasin. With stronger collaboration and more exposure, New Ireland Province is charting a path toward becoming one of PNG's top tourism hotspots. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
Coca-Cola Euro-Pacific Partners PNG is back in the Enga Cultural Show for the third consecutive year as diamond sponsor and official non-alcoholic beverage partner. The company presented a 100,000 kina check along with 200 cartons of assorted Coca-Cola drinks and 150 branded shirts was presented to the Enga Show Committee on Wednesday, July 30 by CCEP PNG's original sales manager for Highlands, Guthridge Songen. The event, scheduled for August 8 to 10 at Johnson Siki Oval, Wabeg, is expected to attract over 5,000 people, featuring vibrant dances, traditional attire, and local craft. Enga Show Chair Lady Margaret Potane thanked CCEP for their sponsorship and continued support.
Priwoklo paysim na yubla come up through partner block community na country Papua New Guinea. Na yubla first pla line law give me bla law this la category followed by Bank of South Pacific, now one legal business houses. So thank you very much.
We now move on to the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2412 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2337 US, $0.3611 Australian dollars, 0.1967 euro, and 34.90 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, and copper closed higher. Gold and crude oil closed lower. Copra and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower. The ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. TV1 News continues when we come back. Stay with us.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, PSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at PSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. PSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Rohan, really messing with your game. Time to sweep him out of the room. Or maybe not.
Ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bam bam bang, ding bang ding, bam bam.
Life is about making memories, sharing new adventures. Go beyond the familiar. Don't let bacteria hold you back from experiencing the world. Protex uses natural antibacterial protection with flaxseed oil and eliminates 99.9% of bacteria. Free yourself. Go beyond with Protex.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Long year 2024, 7 baby I born one time HIV. HIV I can go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama I get HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol Yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time Yumi pan him sick HIV area, or time bell mama I positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV I go long baby. This lutok sawa I come long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Welcome back. In news overseas, the expansion of a labor workforce scheme into aged care could put migrants at risk of exploitation. The NSW Anti-Slavery Commissioner has warned. James Cocaine said modern slavery was a very hidden issue that was not widely recognized by the general public. Cocaine estimates more than 16,000 people in NSW are living in modern slavery conditions. He said each week, on average, his office receives 4 reports of slavery through the 1-800 Freedom Hotline, but he fears many more cases go unreported. Some of the most common examples of modern slavery include forced labor, domestic and sexual servitude, debt bondage, deceptive recruiting, and even human trafficking. And while there is evidence of slavery in a wide array of industries, Dr. Cocaine has singled out aged care as an emerging area of concern because the Pacific or Australia Labour Mobility Scheme is now expanding into aged care. The multinational military exercise is on full display in Papua New Guinea this week, as Australian, PNG and US forces wrap up complex operations and the exercise Talisman Sabre 2025, held for the first time in PNG. This year's exercise is the largest ever, with 19 nations involved and 2 observing.
In the final phase of Exercise Talisman Sabre 2025, troops from Papua New Guinea Defence Force, Australian Defence Force and U.S. Armed Forces are running high-intensity joint simulations in Wewak and Lae. The focal point, a simulated aircraft crash and personnel recovery, showcases how a combined force would respond to an emergency. A multinational tactical operations center is coordinating the effort. Participating assets include a PNG Guardian-class patrol boat, PAC 750, Australian C-27J Spartan, and the USS Miguel Keith with embarked helicopters. Brigadier Damien Hill says the exercise has reinforced regional unity, allowing them to be stronger together, and he is confident this exercise has forged a stronger relationship. As PNG celebrates its 50th year of independence, the exercise not only strengthens regional security ties but also builds trust and interoperability. Exercise Talisman Sabre officially concludes in Lae on August 4th with a closing ceremony to mark the historic collaboration. Carol Kido Jr., TV1 News.
In a powerful address marking Vanuatu's 45th independence anniversary yesterday, Prime Minister Jotham Napat urged all citizens to uphold unity, respect and a long-term vision for the nation's development as the country navigates ongoing political and economic challenges. Speaking during the national celebration, Napat said Vanuatu must move beyond its maritime borders. He called on citizens to reaffirm the country's full sovereignty, a vision he said was strengthened by what he described as a very positive discussion with French President Emmanuel Macron during a visit to Paris. As Vanuatu positions itself in the region and the world, the Prime Minister appealed to every citizen to work together to uphold unity and peace. The fuselage of an iconic Lancaster bomber so successful during World War II, it earned the nickname Lucky, has been returned to the Australian War Memorial in Canberra. G for George has been in storage for the past 5 years, while the memorial has been undergoing a significant redevelopment.
Coming out of storage, G for George is returning to its home at the Australian War Memorial. Hundreds came out to see the aircraft's fuselage glide by.
Of all the moments this morning, the most powerful moment for me was when school children spontaneously applauded as she came around the roundabout in front of the Australian War Memorial. And it just reminded me the first time I saw George, I was 10 years old, and they'll have that memory now forever.
Murray Vogt, whose father Brian flew in the aircraft squadron, was among those watching on.
It reminds us of the service of Dad and all of his friends and mates who helped to defend Australia.
The Lancaster bomber is one of the memorial's most beloved and well-known exhibits. It carried out 89 missions over Germany and occupied Europe during the Second World War, becoming known as the Lucky Bomber.
There are no casualties amongst the air crews flying on George itself, but over 80 of the air crew who flew G for George were later killed on operations flying in other Lancasters in other squadrons.
Nearly 10,000 Australians served in Bomber Command. More than 4,000 lost their lives.
Through this magnificent Lancaster, we get to tell their stories because they've all passed now. So for me, it's a very, very powerful moment. It's an historic moment.
Dozens of more parts of G for George will be brought here to the War Memorial's new Anzac Hall. She will then be reassembled and the public will be able to view her from next year.
What we're very, very keen to do is always tell the stories of the people behind those objects because after all they are real Australians and their stories are really worthy of telling in a museum context.
Coming into land one final time.
Jewels believed to have been found with the physical remains of the Buddha have been returned to India. The more than 2,000-year-old relics were set to be sold at private auction earlier this year before New Delhi's threat of legal action saw the items pulled from public sale. The Pibrawa gems were obtained by British estate agent William Claxton Pappy in 1898 and are more than 2,000 years old. The part of the hall kept by Mr. Pappy was passed down through his family to his great-grandson Chris. He then listed the collection for sale with Sotheby's auction house in Hong Kong this year, telling the BBC in May he felt it was the fairest and most transparent way to return the relics to Buddhists. The collection was believed to have been found with the ash and bone of the Buddha in northern India near the border with Nepal. And that ends the news segment. Later in sports, top 6 teams ready for this weekend's Digicel ExxonMobil Cup Challenge.
Start your day by doing the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate. Wake up. Brush your teeth. And smile. Smile throughout your day with Colgate.
Mr. Russell, memang kisim-simnya sa pemilih.
You survey yourself, you can put in one per complaint.
I might give him big player. Online by doctor. Nah, also one I'm supposed me on data sorry kisimnya.
You think him good troll, Sam? You like putting this plus sexual harassment report on Mr. Russell?
Who said you making this black complaint?
Joining BCFW na all member blong mi plan na stand up strong against in workplace harassment.
24-hour service. Always there when we need them the most. They risk their lives to save mine. They are ordinary people doing extraordinary things. They are our everyday heroes. St. John Ambulance, trusted to care.
It should be a good day of footy here. The visitors from TVWAN will be running from the southern end.
The referee gives the green light. Laho gets us underway.
Oh, just look at the defensive result there.
They've got numbers here. Laho's going to go himself and score in the corner.
Marikina is on captain. He's going to get there. Yes! To get the contest went forward. That's not. This could be a try. This is a good play here. And yes, they celebrate.
Back in his regular slot, and Sam in the corner!
Right, down towards Timbo, he's up, he's over, it's a try!
Welcome back. Round 16 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup is set to unleash another weekend of thrilling rugby league action as the top 6 teams battle it out for a spot in the finals. With only 3 rounds left before the top 6 are decided, the competition is heating up and every game counts.
Of their goal line this time, they can't hang on any longer, and Muruksev going over.
Digicel ExxonMobil Cup enters round 16 this weekend for top 6 teams. For the Lay Rugby League fraternity, don't miss the table-topping clash between the Mandy Muruks and Rabaul Gurias at Lay Rugby League Oval. Both teams are in top form and will be looking to secure a win to stay at the top of the table. Gurias lost to Muruks at home the last time they met, and now it's the Gurias' turn to make amends. In the earlier game, the Lay Snakes Tigers will be looking to bounce back from their loss last weekend as they take on reigning premiers, the Mount Hagen Eagles. It is set to be a highly competitive match with both teams hungry for a win. Over in Goroka, the Hela Wigmen face a tough challenge against the Lahanis. The home advantage may play a crucial role in determining the outcome of the match. In the latest development, the Enga Mioks and Central Dabaris clash initially for Wabek has been relocated to Port Moresby due to by-election related incidents. The Barris play in front of their home crowd should make the contest interesting with an upset on the cards. The Kimber Cutters will be looking to ambush the Port Moresby Vipers at the Peter Humphreys Oval this Saturday. Back at the Santos National Football Stadium, an exciting match is looming between the Gulf Iso and Wagi Tumbe. Both teams are in good season form and fans can expect a display of skill and speed as these two teams showcase their attacking flair. It's going to be a weekend full of intense rugby league action. Rex Litter, TVWAN Sports.
The second edition of the National Women's Rugby League competition, the Santos Cup, officially kicks off round 1 this weekend with matches to be played in Rabaul, Goroka and Port Moresby. This year's competition is expected to go up another level in terms of intensity, skill and the pace of the game.
There it is. The Lahanis have won 2024, the inaugural champs for the Santos Cup.
Inaugural defending champions Goroka Lahanis will kick off their title defense when they face Central Dabaris at the National Sports Institute this Saturday. Returning winning captain Delilah Ahose during the season launch this week stated that their training started late, but the spirit in camp is high and are all looking forward to defending their title. Ahose noted that it's the second season running and they are expecting a tough challenge from the other teams.
Training, because I start training a bit late. It's almost 2 weeks of training, but hopefully I'm strong with this. Yeah, I'm second season over our teams and hope for prevent outcome hard. So just for myself, I got to work for team domina. Itu mas prepare na hopefully we come out with the season.
Lahani's new coach, Rutha Ominefa, is excited. She expressed great confidence that this year the women's game will go another level. She lamented that back in the day they didn't have such an opportunity to play at this level. She also said it is a privilege to take up this coaching role. She looks forward to experiencing elite level in women's rugby league.
With a very big shoot to feel the school of a defending cup. This comes the top among the women. This one as well want good the feelings making back lo time is apply na minsan mga opportunity na now. On a Sunday we like share more young players and now we got opportunity. So we have must look forward to also meet the other coaches and players time with the Bulolo. Time to be like it's a competition but strong more than last year. It's also plenty good players will come inside na training all starting, so it will be a good competition and good challenge from that. So we ready in the team Domitulo Goroka, my coach and my friend and ready with them all girls to play. So this is the challenge of the tournament.
The matches continue Saturday with Rabaul Gurias to host Lake Tigers at Queen's Park in Rabaul, while the Port Moresby Vipers clash with Mount Hagen Eagles at the Santos National Football Stadium. This match will be a curtain raiser to the Digicel Action Mobile Cup Round 16 fixtures. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Former Papua New Guinea international and recently retired NRL star Justin Olam is back in the country upon invite by the PNG RFL Community Rugby League program. Since his arrival, Olam has been engaging with various schools and institutions, sharing his inspiring journey and the dreams that led him to compete in the prestigious Australian National Rugby League for a decade.
Look who's there this time. It's Justin Olam. On board and Munster to Kenny Bromwich and Justin Olam this time. This is extraordinary football. Olam here, reaching out, plants it down.
During his visits, retired NRL star Justin Olam emphasized that there are no secrets for achieving success, particularly for young rugby league players in Papua New Guinea. He firmly believes in the importance of setting clear goals, dedicating time and working diligently to turn dreams into reality.
Both boys and girls, I don't think there's any secrets. I had a dream and I worked hard. There is no secret. I would encourage them to work hard.
Olam encouraged the youth to embrace hard work, explaining that while challenges may arise, it is perseverance that elevates individuals.
Your talent will take you to a certain level and then leaves you there. Your hard work will take you to a different level. If you work hard, sky is not the limit, you know. The limit is what you said. So I would encourage them to, believe in themselves and work hard, be disciplined, most importantly.
He urged young athletes to believe in themselves and to cultivate discipline in their pursuits. A central rule of Olam's philosophy is the importance of faith.
And one thing I'm always big on and I stand by is put God first in whatever you do. You've got a plan for every kid, every person that's on the planet. So believe in that, stand by it, but work as hard as you can. Basically just that, I guess.
In essence, Olam's message resonates with the values of commitment, hard work, self-belief, discipline, and faith. These principles, he emphasizes, are not just foundation for success in sports, but in all aspects of life. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
The stage is set and rivals renewed, and the corporate pride hangs on the line as the Port Moresby Corporate Volleyball competition heads into Season 6 Grand Final on Sunday. After months of intense matches, finalists across 8 divisions are ready to clash for championship glory at the Tarama Aquatic Indoor Complex. Team NCD will dominate the men's and women's Premier Division.
In the Men's Premier Division Challenge, long-standing champions NCDC will maintain their winning spree when they take on an equally strong Pomjan side. NCDC, the powerhouse of the competition, are aiming for its 5th Premier title since 2016 and 2017. NCDC will bank on veterans Gia Kappa, Arthur Patrick, Jim Wazu, and new blood Edward Jr. IC, Elias Wazu, and Junior Vayeke. The reigning champs will look to extend their dominance. In the women's match, Kinnabank women are chasing a three-peat as they take on the formidable NCDC team in what promises to be a thrilling showdown. Kinnabank, reigning champions from 2023 and 2024, are spearheaded by consistent performers Alicia Bird, Perpetua Awadu, and Juliet Oala. They are one win away from cementing a legacy. NCDC, with past success in 2019, are eyeing its 2nd cup title. Veterans like Dorica Oni will lead a determined squad aiming to break Kinnabank's reign. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 Sports.
That concludes the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, partly sunny to cloudy evening. Kerama, afternoon partly cloudy with showers and possible thunderstorm, then cloudy night. Momase, Lay, afternoon partly cloudy with evening showers and rain drizzles. Wewak, afternoon partly sunny with possible showers, then cloudy night. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul, afternoon partly cloudy with showers and possible thunderstorm, then cloudy night. Buka, afternoon partly cloudy with showers and possible thunderstorm, then cloudy night. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy with occasional showers, drizzles and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Kari and Wabeg, afternoon partly cloudy with showers, then night cloudy with fog. Coral Seas, seas light with east to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Solomon Sea, seas light with southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas light to moderate with southeast to east winds of 10 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas light to moderate with northeast to easterly winds of 10 to 20 knots. Waters of Finchafan through VTS Dampier Strait to CSA Island to Long Island, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Waters west of Long Island to Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 2 to 3 meters. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island to Kerama to Yule Island to Port Moresby to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, and waters of West New Britain, seas 1 to 2 meters. That ends another edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
Snacks noodles. Tastier, but you like him more.
I'll spend my whole life like this, laughing and playing with you.
Oh, I love you, Yash. Thank you so much. You cannot do this to me.
Card partners for cheating on us.
Whether I want it or not, whether I accept it or not, but both our fates are linked to each other.
Strikes it perfectly. Nothing is beyond Cozzy Pickett at his best. Bounce important and went over the head. The perfect bounce. Fancy backs going to turn to a goal. Bennican, that's your goal. And he'll get it. Advantage taken by techniques to slot it. Took the responsibility.
Where the Bulldogs go. Oh, the hands of Crichton. He is a marvel.
He fires it there. Trindle. Tap off for Kennedy. And elbow for Talo. Drinkwater there with him once again. Drinkwater scores. That's twice out of nothing.
The Wallabies can survive. Oh, they can't! It was a dive. He was calling, and it never gets there because Gordon has gone now. Right, Australian confidence growing by the minute. Makes the break, Conan on, Curry. That happened last week, and he scores again. Has been a star of this tour, and the Lions are starring here.
Shot pass off and Gary. Over and Gary's over. And the Leopards have scored the first try of the match. Cue the Leopard celebrations.
And he will try and bamboozle his way through. He's over the line. Has he touched it down? Yes, he has.
Here they're going up wide. They are going to get a chance and they are going to score. But it is a consolation. It is a consolation.
Trace Urban is Trace's flagship TV, exclusively dedicated to the best urban music and artists. Trace Urban offers a unique mix of the most popular American, European, African, and Caribbean urban music genres. Trace Urban benefits from the power and musical expertise of Trace, which has endlessly promoted African music stars since 2003 on all its channels. Welcome to Trace Urban. We are urban music.
See the toughest